What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic CM. It's episode number 68. And we start today's episode off by seeing that Declan Rice is ready to officially be position changed. We signed him from the Foxes in the summer. I told him in this team, he's not going to be a holding mid. No, he's going to be a centre-back with a range of stats he's got. That's where I see his future in this Arsenal team. And whilst he didn't have an increase in his overall, when you look at the stats this guy's got, and I've given him the stopper development plan as well, which will see him grow to 87 overall about halfway through the season, he looks to me like he's going to absolutely excel in this position. Defending is his best range of stats, then physicality as well. So if he can improve the jumping stat being 74, you know, he's 6'1", and you saw him win an aerial duel in the last game that led to a goal from Smith Rowe. But if he can improve the jumping and also the pace as well, as we know Declan Rice is not the quickest of players. He's not slow, but he's not, he's no Per Mertesacker, for example, but he's got a reasonable amount of pace for a defence-minded player. But if he can get the pace up, the acceleration, the sprint speed, but also the jumping as well, along with improving those defensive stats, which are already very good off the bat, I think this guy is going to absolutely excel in the centre-half role. I talked about it before. I love changing positions. Declan Rice now is going to embrace the CB position, and I hope he, Ben White and Ben Godfrey, whoever he's playing alongside, whichever Ben is his partner, I hope they're going to be a formidable partnership at the back. So for the first game of today's episode, travelling to the Czech Republic for our opening game in the Champions League Group H, Sparta Prague on the road here. Took lead very early on through Gabriel Martinelli, in for the injured Reece Nelson. Thank God. You would have seen it in the last episode. He got the knock against Brighton, but it's just a 5-day injury. Literally missed the remainder of last season with the ACL. He's only just came back, and if he was going to go down with another serious injury, I'd be fuming. But yeah, Martinelli goes to lead. Suarez then made it 2. Shock horror. Luis Suarez off to a red-hot start, just like he was all season last year. And then just before the hour mark, Saka rolls through Harvey Barnes, and the former Fox makes it 3. You talk about players that have embraced the squad role here and been so good in limited game time. Harvey Barnes is the example, and I love players like that as well. I love players that just never complain. They just perform in whatever position they're playing in, and they always excel when they're given the game time. Barnes is literally the epitome of that sort of player. So 3-0 Arsenal and 16 minutes to go. Oh, this would have been so cool had it come off. I brought LeLong off the bench. I mentioned the kid in the last episode. He's a great young player with better hair. This kid's hair, man, seriously, I've got major envy. Even Jack Grealish is envy of this kid's hair. So close to an amazing solo goal that would have rivaled Smith Rowe against Brighton there. Fired the shot just wide the post. But again, I mentioned it in the last episode. It's been so hard to get youth academy players involved in this series, just because I haven't really had the luck with the youth scouting this year. But LeLong looks very exciting indeed, and that would have been an incredible goal in his Champions League debut, just wide the post. But he'll get the game time this year, no doubt about it. So for the second game of today's episode, on the back of the 3-0 win in Sparta Prague there to kick off our Champions League group with the W, taking on Fulham in a London derby at the Emirates Stadium here, looking to maintain our 100% start after 5 wins in 5 in the Premier League. Right from the very get-go, starting off on the front foot, looking for those early goals, and Bakayo says to Marceau on the bench, that's how you finish when stepping in from the right. Bakayo had a great season last year, gets his first of the season this campaign, kisses the badge, 1-0 Arsenal, we're in front early. So leading by a goal. Feeling very confident as well heading into this game here, maintaining our 100% start. And as Smith Rowe finds Reece Nelson down the left, turns Kenny Tate, steps inside, and I love the inside forwards in this team as well. You know, seriously, Nelson on the left, Bakayo on the right, former academy graduates back here at the Emirates Stadium, and they are both just lights out when they need to be. Nelson second of the year to add to Saka's first of the year. Arsenal 2, Fulham 0, and off to a red hot start. Unfortunately, we would lose our clean sheet just 8 minutes after the restart and allow Fulham back in the game. Trying to play out from the back there, just couldn't get the ball clear as Fabio De Pauli, Brescia legend. Anyone remember him from our club and country save last year with Brescia? Makes it 2-1 and puts puts Fulham back in the game. And as we look to extend our goal lead, and we get our 2-goal cushion back as well. Some nice football here, and as LeLong bends one 64 minutes in, I brought him off the bench. He literally just came off the bench, and there it is, his first goal in an Arsenal shirt. I want him to come celebrate with me, but I find it so hard to get the players to run all the way to the manager nowadays. I don't know why on the sidelines, but maybe it's because of the length they've got to run. I don't know. Even so, Arsenal 3, Fulham 1, and there it is. The youngster gets his first goal in professional football, and that was an absolutely wonderful bending effort effort as well. So 3-1 Arsenal, 2-goal cushion restored, and then later on in the game, Reece Nelson bags his brace and our fourth in a very comprehensive win in North London. Nelson with the brace, Saka with one, and LeLong's first goal in professional football as well. I said, this kid's going to get the game time this year. And you look at the positions this guy's got as well. He was originally a striker with centre forward being the secondary position. We've changed him to attacking midfield, which I think is where he'll probably excel at. But with the left foot, with the 5-star skill moves, with the reasonable pace, possibly inside forward on the right. Maybe that's where it'd start this game here against Wolves in midweek in the Carabao Cup. We don't really have someone to play on that side there when we're resting Bukayo Saka. Ordinarily, it's Harry Wilson, but Wilson prefers playing through the middle. So maybe I'm going to position change him again. We've already position changed him once. Maybe we'll do it again and make him an inside forward. Not entirely sure, but he's off to a good start this season and showing me why he deserves a lot of minutes in game time this year. So taking a Wolves 43rd game, today's episode again, Carabao Cup third round here. Won the competition last year for the first time in this save. I don't know whether I'm going to be too worried about retaining it or not. Obviously in the early rounds I will pick completely weakened sides, but the further we go I might start playing some first team players just like we did last season. But taking on Wolves here, Bruno Lage's side took 2 early goals in the game through Harvey Barnes, and then Martinelli right before the break makes it 3 in a very comprehensive victory there. So into the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, and it is our competition. I would like to retain it, pick up another domestic cup, but we know what's most important: the Champions League and the Premier League, then the FA Cup, and whilst we might be the winners, we might be the holders, the Carabao Cup will always be our lowest priority. So for the 4th game of today's episode here, 4th of 5 games, West Brom away at the Hawthorns here, aiming to maintain the 100% start in all competitions, and early on into the game, Emile Smith-Rowe gets us in front and doesn't celebrate. Of course, we signed him from West Brom in the save, shows the respect there as you do take the early lead. The Baggies, to be fair, in this game were defending really well though. Only really got the one chance in the first half through Smith-Rowe and took it. And it was basically the same in the second half as well. Defensively, they were really, really good. I thought we'd just blast them in this game, score like 3 or 4 goals pretty quickly, but instead we're struggling to get inside. In the end, I needed to be more clinical, so when I was inside, I had to make sure I took the chances. Josh Da Silva scored his first goal of the season, I think his first goal of the season, making it 2-0 there, doubling our lead. And again, this was a much tougher game than I was expecting. Harper makes it 2-1 with a minute and a half to go, and I've got to say, for the final couple of minutes, I was feeling a little bit nervy in this game against the Baggies. This was a much tougher fight than I was expecting. In the end, held on to the 3 points, but certainly out of all the wins we've had to start the season off here, this one a very difficult one, just like our game against West Ham on the season opener. Much tougher than I expected there. And again, if we're to maintain this 100% start, teams are going to be gunning for us, no pun intended, trying to stop us and become the first team to beat us or take points off us this season. We've got a target on our back, start the season off with 7 straight wins in the Premier League. So 2-1 there, and our final game of today's episode, the 5th and final game, by Leverkusen, match day 2 in the Champions League group stage, and our first one at the Emirates this season. Obviously last year knocked out in the round of 16 by Real Madrid. No shame in getting beaten by the Galacticos here, but I did say that heading into this group here, I do put us as front runners. I'd say by Leverkusen are probably the second most difficult team to face in the group. So heading into this game, I wanted to make a statement at the Emirates, get ourselves a big win here and show that we are the big boys in this group and we're gunning for top spot. Bukayo Saka scores 2 very early goals to give us a very comfortable lead early, but 33 minutes in, great chance for Leverkusen, really slid through, but what a save by Jan Oblak, and that's the difference that Oblak can make for us this season when our defence is breached, and it will be breached a lot as my defending at times is really poor. At 93 overall, highest rated goalkeeper in the game, he will be there to bail me out like he's done already a couple of times this season. 2-0 the final score and a perfect start in the Champions League group. No goals conceded, 2 wins picked up already, and with we're third of the way through the group already, exactly how I thought the group was going to pan out. Still, only a third of the way through, still quite a while to go. Following that, we would indeed enter October, and as you can see, our academy here, like I mentioned in the last episode, I don't think I'll be doing any youth scouting this year. I'm totally fine with my first team. When you look at the players in the academy right now, some really decent ones, but the best, no doubt about it, Ivan Ray, 91 to 94, I think his potential is. Man, when he gets promoted, I'm excited, let's just say that. We know LeLong is looking like the kid to look out for in our first team right now, but Ivan Ray will give him some competition once he gets the pro deal. And also, look at our fixtures for October. There's some big games coming, including Leeds and Chelsea, match day 3 in the Champions League. We'll be joining us the Toffees in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. And that's the Premier League right now, after a 100% start in all competitions, 7 wins from 7, league's top scorers of 18, joint best defensive record, and already opened up a 6-point gap on North London rival Spurs and Manchester United. The perfect start for the Gunners, but a long way to go. But that was this episode of the Realistic CM, guys. So big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Realistic Career Mode.